look, thank you so much for being here, and best of luck running as a Democrat. You know how I feel about that. One thing that I do have to ask you before we end this is, in the end, and this is what happened in 2020. In the end, when they say, "Well, Joe Biden's the candidate, and that's it," are you going to endorse him for president when
Well,
you decide, if you decide you're not going to run?
I'm in it to win it, so I'm not thinking of a plan B.
Okay. My only advice is don't do that. If it comes down to that, and the Democratic Party is just saying we're not going to put you on the ticket, and that's that. Don't endorse Joe Biden. Pivot. Go independent. Do just. But the last thing you should do is say, yeah, this is okay. Fine. Concede. Don't do it. That's just the one thing that I would say. But I
How come you
definitely
how come, how come you have
go
no
ahead.
faith in my candidacy, Kim?
I don't have any faith in the Democratic Party. I have a lot of faith in your campaign. I have no faith at all, zero, zilch, none in the Democratic Party. I don't think that they're going to allow you to become the candidate. I think that they've already shown that, and they're going to put Joe Biden on the ticket, and none of us are going to have a choice about it. I think the only thing you could do is your campaign could continue to grow in momentum, of course, which you are. That would be challenging to the Democratic Party, but they will ensure that the establishment media suppresses that information so that they don't see that you're actually growing, because they know that that would have an avalanche effect. That when people start to see that you're actually growing in the polls and that more people are interested in your message, then others are wanting to check that out. They're going to suppress that. I just have no faith at all in them. So I think it's inevitable that Joe Biden's going to end up being the candidate, and you're going to have to pivot. And that might not be such a bad thing. I think ultimately you could win this. Just I don't know if on the Democratic ticket. I get it. Dennis Kucinich is the same way. He doesn't want to give up the Democratic Party, but I think the Democratic Party gave you up. And so what are you going to do? They broke up with you. You at some point have to accept it. And this is one of those times, I think that. But hey, the challenge is helpful for press, I think, to continue challenging Joe Biden. I do think that helps from a media perspective. Of course, they want to see, oh, this, you're being censored, you're being silenced, you're not being allowed onto a debate stage with him. So I think that is actually good for your campaign for a while, but then there's going to be a period of time when it isn't. And I hope you pivot. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'm hoping you're not such a great soothsayer, Kim, and that the
I
future
I,
is
I
yours.
understand. I, I totally get it. I get your perspective.